Okay, so now we are going to go ahead with the main quest here, the Flame in the Dark, and head off to the mines. It was interesting when we stopped by and talked to her a short time ago, and Antea was like, no, it's not time yet. I didn't realize that we had further business with Flora. There might also be a fast travel point, although I'm not sure that I'd want to use it, and also I don't see one. But the lift should work. Okay, I think right here.
Ready for another ride?
I hope we get to do more Banisher trivia. And I'm not being ironic.
Circumstances aside, this is quite romantic.
Swarming hordes of spectres aren't to your liking.
They are if I'm with you.
Oh, I really wanted more quiz questions. So, yeah, regarding that last case, I thought there...
Not a fan of this breeze, mind.
Not as romantic as you'd thought, eh?
Maybe now's the time to ask you to marry me.
Try it, and I'll cut the rope.
I like the fact that that's not the first time the topic of marriage has come up recently, and one thing that we're determining is that Antea is very anti-marriage. The reasons why are, you know, frankly, between them. Hey. Okay.
That corpse, take your aim.
Standing by.
Those blue boys tend to get, like, incorporeal a lot, like, even more incorporeal than most. And I haven't necessarily worked out the best way to counter that. But yeah, I feel like that as soon as he said, I want you to end my suffering, as soon as Andrew White said, I want this to be over, do it, I felt like that sort of absolutely greenlit Red to do what he was, for his own selfish reasons, inclined to do anyway. But then when Joshua came along and said, no, don't do that, give him a chance. He didn't say give him a chance, but he was very anti that. Ultimately, though, one thing that we know about the dead in this universe and in a lot of presentations is that they sort of lose sight of what's important. They can become extremely fixated on one specific thing. Like, the witches believe that in this universe. The Banishers understand that. That's just a thing about ghosts in this universe. So if we're supposed to be weighing the desires of these two individuals, the one who was wronged and then the one who did the wronging.
What a beautiful view.
Every morning I wake to a better one.
You trying to charm me, lady? I'll warn you, it should definitely work.
I think that we have to default to the desires of the person whose life it actually is over the person who is not necessarily, unlikely to be rational at this point. I'm going to see if Antea saw anything different. Hold on, was that a ghost orb? Well, it's a ghost something, but then again, most things in this world are ghost somethings.
remains call for a ritual and a lot of caution.
Turn out and turn up!
Enemies burst upon death, so a good reason to be Antea or a rifleman.
Get back up!
Ow. Oh, wow. They have a huge radius.
They never learn, do they?
Okay.
They brought more friends.
Okay, back off.
Pay attention.
Have some of this.
Call on me.
Oh! I was busy picking up his parts, his Spectre essence. You would have thought after doing an entire fight of them exploding on death, I would have picked up on the idea that they explode on death. I definitely feel like I hear a spirit orb around. It could also just be a haunted mine. So we're in the oh, and look, that's definitely going to be the mine. Is there anything else up here that we want to see? Because that whole combat encounter was something that I clearly hadn't found prior to this.
Did you feel that?
It's close. Blocked. I hope there's another way in.
Well,
Not gonna make this easy for me then.
apparently I wasn't heavy attacking hard enough.
Think you could take on a ghost?
There's a slight pause, by the way, that has to be built in between pressing Y to switch characters and then doing a move. And reasonably frequently, not all the time, as you guys can see, but reasonably frequently, I'm pressing Y and then immediately pressing like another button to like follow up with the attack. And if I find that if I do it too quickly, it just doesn't switch characters. Okay. And probably that goes inside. I'm not highly claustrophobic, but the idea of going into like mines and caves and stuff, I like as long as it's a well-traveled area. Ah, there is a spirit thing. I see it now. I knew I heard something around here. Like this? No thanks. No, I'm good. I'll be fine right out here. Foxnut is saying it could also be somebody trying to poo. God, if that's the sound that you make. Just before we teleport, or demorph. The lack of any working bridges anywhere on this, like, entire eastern seaboard continues to be very funny to me.
Shall we?
Banishers. See you found your way.
Sebastian.
Sebastian, what are you doing here?
Difficult though it be to walk these dark tunnels, I'll guide you as best I can.
Thank you. When you're searching for the source of the wrath of the hordes of the dead, it's nice to bring a friend.
I fear their anger justified. This place knows much tragedy.
What shall we find down there?
The rage of the Forsaken. They trusted him. He betrayed them. He abandoned them. I doubt they can be placated.
Pennington did a great and terrible thing. Your death must feel like an outrage.
I am a soldier. I took the shilling. Death is part of the bargain. One dies so many may live. I served the sick and the dying. When my turn came, I was ready. But now, in the fort, there is no noble sacrifice. One dies, so all may also die.
Tell us a little more about Helen.
I'm not sure what more I could tell you. My wife is a strong woman. What you see is what you get. Every day I feel blessed to have a partner and best friend by my side. I had never expected her. When she came into my life, I came home to myself. Made me want to be a better man.
Oh, I know the feeling.
She gave me a handkerchief. I died clutching it. A symbol of our love. She was and is ever in my thoughts. She is my world, now until the end.
We must press on.
Stay close.
Close-ish. We might
Whenever you're ready.
take a look around. Was it you, Fox? Somebody pointed out that Red just mines ore out of the side of mountaintops with his bare fingers. And if you hadn't said that, it wouldn't really have occurred to me. It's like, I'm not calling there for there to be like a pickaxe animation or something like that, but when you put it that way, it's kind of funny. So having a pulse is pretty cool. Hey, you know that feeling when your heart rate... Oh,
Not
no.
far now, till you find what you need. I hope.
Pity. I was enjoying this wee promenade.
You guys, I ate the best burger. It tasted so good. If you had taste buds, it'd really be... Scrow's saying, are you ghost shaming? I'm a lifeist. Boy, this is quite the journey.
Oh, fantastic.
I think you can get down from here.
Okay. Hold on.
Everything all right?
Let's just get this over with.
Like, I legitimately wouldn't want to hang around in this place if I was alive. If this was also the place where, you know, if I was alive. Given that this is also the place where he died, weeping in the dark. It is definitely asking a lot of him to come back here. Oh. Fox McCloud says, do you see Mia's... Oh, Mia's heart rate that was going to be. Also, I want him to rack that black powder and the ball just comes flying out. It is...
Pennington ordered the barricades fast. I barely had time to bid Helen farewell.
That must have been hard.
A soldier is called to sacrifice.
Can ghosts walk through each other? I would hope so, because otherwise the afterlife would be really, really crowded. You wouldn't be able to get anywhere. There'd be so many people everywhere all the time. Boy, there's a couple. So they were over here, which means I sort of want to look here first.
Something's concealed.
There's probably a whole etiquette to it about, like, walking through other ghosts. The New Eden Curse, the loss of the sense of time. I'm afraid to read my previous pages and realize I've only written down incoherent babbling for months. I've tried to keep track of time by carefully noting each say in a separate notebook. But sometimes it is like I'm not sure anymore that I marked the previous day, as if too much time had passed since I added a tick on the paper. Too often in the last weeks, I found myself by the shore or the cliff or the mill without remembering how or when I went there. And when I ask around what day we are, it is like nobody can give me the good answer, at least not the same answer. This is the curse, all right. Always more insidiously poisoning our minds. I think this is my last attempt to remember what happened to us all. Working is the only thing that matters and helps me get through each day. I most not forget to work. Tomorrow I shall throw these pages away as I promised to do so long ago. I must not forget to go to the hill where the wind is the strongest. Lucy B. She's not Lady B. She's not Asper B. She's not Little B. It's Lucy B. Oh, right. Sorry, this is that button.
Reinforcements!
Crud.
The spirits of these soldiers were angry.
Soldiers weren't spared. Those not taken by sickness or thirst died of despair.
I'm sorry.
As am I. Soon Pennington shall be too.
When you see a long pause like that, I am legitimately trying to work out in my head which one I think Antea would say. And I feel like in her work as a Banisher, asking which one took you is the most natural thing, and probably what she would have done up until the point that she died herself. And I feel like then maybe she just has a little bit more to connect with them on, and she's like, I'm sorry. Also, well, so I keep going back in my head to the very first event that we had with Antea when she was interacting with a close friend of hers, her mentor, Charles Davenport. And when she found that he was a ghost, she went to banish him, not ascend him. She was going to, like, rip him asunder. And they even had a back and forth about, like, you know, well, I'm not gonna use the right, like, words here, but he was like, you always were sort of a hard ass about this stuff. Like, you were always very, you always took a hard line, I think is his exact phrase. So I don't know that, like, empathizing with ghosts has ever been really high on her priority list. What I don't know is why. Like, that just might be how she's wired, but there might be more to it. As far as I know, we haven't gotten very many hints on how it is that Antea came to be a Banisher herself. We're getting a little bit of red, but not a lot about Antea's backstory. I hope this is more or less the right way, or I did a good job of searching everything up to this point. But yeah, during a long pause of, like, which of these two options, I really
These
am like...
tunnels go surprisingly deep.
In its heyday, it was quite the operation. You see this lift? It goes all the way down.
Okay, there might be a haunted doll there as well. That purple glow usually means that.
Rose to the surface, piled high with ore.
I will absolutely go down there in a second.
What's over here?
More tunnels blocked off. More death in the dark.
Sense the ripple of a past conversation.
I told Gray the tunnels were hellish hot. But Wilson says he can't do much about it. Keep feeding the furnace, says he, if you want your meager pay. That sounds nasty. You all right?
Oh, is this another... Nope, this is a you can't do this from this side. We saw a thing not too long ago, possibly the end of last year. I'm honestly trying to remember. So that might actually take it down, or it might call the lift. I bet that calls the lift. We saw a thing fairly recently about the Chilean miners, that there was a mine collapse and they were stuck down there for an extended period. And that originally it was expected to be months, but the retrieval work wound up going faster than expected and they were out more quickly than there. But how they cooperated and formed like a a voting system, so that everybody had a say and everything was fair, and they maintained order in that way among themselves while the rescue operations came through. And that is extremely heartening. That was probably really difficult. Hold on.
Fancy working here with the furnaces running.
The work men did here was meant to make New Eden rich.
I imagine there must have been a lot of intensity and fright and concern for all the reasons you can possibly imagine. So whatever personalities coordinated down there to keep everybody cool, calm, and collected, and got, as far as I can remember from what we watched, everybody out successfully, that seems really impressive. All right, so we've... Oh, I pulled it too far because we can go up there. Yeah, because we can't go further than that. Not unless we can rotate that floor panel, and we might be able to. Just not right now. Or at least I don't see the mechanism to do it.
Still impressive.
I feel the dark curse or spell we found already.
We should find that ritual Seeker told us about. I've kept her notes about the hut location.
Yeah, once we're done here at Fort Jericho, the next task will be to go learn that ritual. A letter from a miner. Sweetheart, I write to you direct because your mother told me you were sad to hear my most recent news. All is well. We are locked in for our safety that the disease may no longer spread. We have nurses to tend to us, and the men of the train band bring us food and water and other supplies. Soon this will all be over, and I shall come home. We shall go fishing on the river and play with Dudley. I shall teach you to shoot. That shall be our little secret. Help your mother in the house and at the market. Look after your brother, say your prayers, and stay strong. I shall see you soon. Your father, who loves you very much. I also suspect it was a really, really big deal that they had direct communication with the surface, that they knew people were up there, that they knew that their plight was known. They had some food and water that could be delivered, and that it was going to take time, but help was on its way. Oops.
Stuck, damn it.
There's a strong spectral presence down there.
A lot of us died down here.
What the hell was that?
Uh-oh.
They're coming.
Shift your buttons. Once more with healing.
I did not know you were here, sir. Walked right in front. Okay, hold on.
Stay on your feet, Red. Look to me. for help if you need it. Nice of you to join us, Sebastian. Care to explain what the hell we just heard?
I can't.
What now?
I say we push past the blockade. Follow me, please.
I just want to note that I am remembering the fact that Sebastian didn't come back to Helen when he died. He came back to her 7 years later. That seems like an awfully long time. I mean, like Antea didn't go missing for 7 years. Rebecca Hardgrave didn't go missing for a decade. Like, there's something different about Sebastian's story relative to the other ghosts, and maybe it's just a different set of rules. Powder tally by crate. Number 3, number 4, number 2, number 4. So if there's something that I should be learning from this I don't know yet, it's just the survey of the powder crate's stockage, which looks like it was being used and then replenished at a fairly steady rate.
Off we go then.
Enough powder to kill us all.
Enough powder to kill you, you mean?
Aye. Enough powder to kill me too.
Oh. Alright, we've already read that. Found everything in here. I mean, like, so far, I don't know much about mining, but I feel like finding a bunch of...
A makeshift checkpoint. The halfway mark.
Okay. Finding a bunch of, like, barrels of black powder, you know, blasting powder in a mine isn't that unusual.
Are they expecting to face a regiment?
We knew the dying who tried to fight. We had to keep them from affecting the rest.
Charming.
Can't blame a man for wanting to make it home alive.
Nothing must leave the mines. Okay, well, the marker points that way, so let's look down the other pathways. Anything we can learn or find for, like, crafting materials.
We play games as we wait to die.
I feel like there was a brief section in my life where I was relatively good at chess. And I mean relatively compared to other people in my immediate age group in the very small location where I
need a rest,
was.
This place is as good as any.
Like, I never did, like, a chess tournament or anything like that. But among friends, I feel like I did relatively well. None may approach the entryway on pain of severe reprimand.
Harsh rules, Sebastian. Yours?
I regret the necessity.
Okay. New gun. Rifle damage. No, that's the one that I have. Black Belly has the same rifle damage. More strength and vitality. Yeah. So it replaces Wrath with strength. And more strength. That's a lot of green. It actually moves the strength and wrath closer to one another. So I think I'm actually likely to use this, especially if I can upgrade it. No, not yet, but hopefully soon. Let's actually equip it. And we might be able to do some other upgrades here. I did buy a lot of linen earlier that has not yet been spent. Fox McCloud seems very excited for Black Belly. Is this an actual thing? Like, if it said Red Ryder BB gun, I would know what that is. Alright, well, we're not going to sleep down here because that's... I'm not sure we'd wake up. So, we can now switch out Antea's strength. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, we could actually upgrade Essential Liquor. Hitting an enemy with a third punch attack restores 6 spirit points. That's okay, but mostly it's more health recovery, a lot more spirit recovery. That's a lot of red, though. I mean, it's a lot of red, and I'm losing a lot of strength to take that. What else do we have here? So this is losing some strength for more dexterity, and dexterity is the rifle damage, yeah? I do like firing the rifle, but I also like hitting things with my sword. And then this one's all green. Damage taken is reduced, but spirit points gained. Let's give this a shot. Yeah, because this is just reduced by 5%. I feel like this is at least more interesting, and everything turns green here. So, yeah, we're going to borrow that. I cannot apparently do an upgrade to it. And actually, hold on. Because we didn't look to see what this would do. If we were to upgrade this, it would give us more health, more spirit, more wisdom, wrath, and persistence. So it's all good stuff for Antea. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on that. Let's see if we can upgrade our amulet. So the amulet we can upgrade with 2 of our nest silts. And that's going to give us more spectral resistance, wisdom, and persistence. And especially the persistence is a pretty good upgrade. Is there anything else we can upgrade? We could also do brooch, if we want to do that, probably instead. Manifestation damage, although that's really just for yell. And persistence also goes up by a bunch. Punch attack is increased by 5%. Let's start with this, and it may not be an either or. We might be able to do both of them. Oh, we can straight up do the next round. Yeah, let's do it. You guys, we can completely upgrade this item. So we're going to do it. Now we've got a relic quality brooch. And we can still do the amulet. Look at that. We got 2 relics back to back. Okay. Do we want to change out our wristband at all? Well, these 2 are identical in terms of their stats. Each enemy hit by punch attack increases damage of punch by 15%. That seems really good. Increased by 50, but spirit points cost of punch attack is increased by 50. No, I like the one that we're using right now. And we're going to leave that. His outfit has really grown on me. I don't see any need to switch this out. If we can find some seashore candles, that'd be nice. Do we want to upgrade or change out our swords at all? Probably not. Let's just look real quick. We could upgrade these swords. Was that his original set? It might have been. His original set are a little bit dim right now. Attacks restore 7% of health point. I don't need that. I like his current set. We're going to stick with the Spiritual Parasite set. Okay, so that's that. Let's look at our evolutions. If we can, yeah. Well, it's been a minute since we've had any, like, spirit points to spend, so let's look down here. We've got a few different things to consider. Weak spots hit with rifle, reduce manifestation cooldown by 25%. I don't know that I ever hit weak spots at all. Defeating an enemy with outburst triggers a special, or an area effect dealing spectral damage. Neither one of those is really impressing me. Defeating an enemy with manifestation restores 7% health. Using Outburst while the Banish gauge is full increases Outburst damage by 75%, but consumes all Banish points. I don't really like the ones that take away my Banish points. And then what do we have for this? Because we're going to do this as well. Shooting with the rifle while the Banish gauge is full. It consumes Banish points. Red's attacks decrease manifestation cooldown by 15%. We're going to take that one. And then, yeah, now we've got 2 different things. Damage dealt by Antea is increased by 25%, but taken is increased by 25%. I might take that. Leap damage increased by 150% against full health enemies. I use that all the time to close distance on full health enemies. I'm actually going to take that one. So now we're back down here, or here. None of these are really appealing to me, but that one seems like the better of the two. I think I'm going to take this one. Okay, and now we can do it. So every perfect switch one I've enjoyed doing. So switch to Antea right after a parry to trigger a punch attack that ignores resistance, and all perfect switch attacks are increased by 20%. Yeah, we've been leveling up all the switch attacks. Harmonious Crow is going to step away to feed Odin. I hope Odin has a wonderful meal. We'll see you when you get back. Oh, and hello to Hank. Yes, doing very well. Will have to be... I'm disappointed how late it is actually what I should say, because I very much want to see this section through. Okay, there's a market, apparently, on the compass. Oh, we are underneath, we're underneath the fort now. That, I didn't realize how far we moved. Registry log, 13th June, 1688. Reception at entryway 2. 5 boxes of ammunition, 2 loaves bread, coffee, and 3 blankets. Exit from entryway 2, nothing. Lieutenant Priest, you disappoint me, soldier. Folk outside await your words of comfort from within the mines. I could not read them your most recent report. We face a formidable crisis, and each must play his part in preventing the spread of the disease. If they will not, you must persuade them. This is the mark of a leader. After this letter reaches you, I will wall up the mines. The quarantine will hold, and so will you, son. Remember your training. When this is over, I look forward to welcoming you and those you saved to reward you for your courage. You are the last line of defense, Sebastian. Be brave, be strong, stand firm. Saul Pennington.
Why would Pennington cut off the food?
He decided we weren't worth saving. Damn him to hell for it.
Reason enough for a Spectre to rage. Press on.
The living quarters are ahead, if you insist.
So, this is just me thinking aloud here, was Pennington expecting Sebastian to just use the food to feed the healthy while waiting for the sick to starve to death so that everybody else would ultimately be able to survive? Or, and this is how I'm feeling, is there something more to this story? Hank, I hope you've had a great weekend, by the way. Hold on.
Speak test!
I think in theory, there's something to be said for the skills that allow you to spend your banish points on like a variety of different things, like a special rifle shot or a yell or whatever else. But I feel like the way that what would happen for me is that I would just wind up wasting the banish points all the time, because I wouldn't necessarily realize that the gauge was full. So I just feel like I wouldn't really get the proper benefit out of it. Hank has been good. Went to the symphony last night to hear, might mispronounce this, but Verdi's Requiem. So I'm not familiar with it. I hope you had a wonderful time. Like, how was it? I always feel like, hold on.
This miner was shot. Was there a mutiny?
There was. We failed.
Why did you not mention this before?
My heartfelt apologies. I suppose the memory was just too painful.
Okay, they're continuing to check this. A mutiny is a little bit strange given the fact that the miner still has a backpack full of ore. If I was participating in a mutiny, I would not load myself up with 400 pounds of ore. It seems unusual that we're not asking about that. I want to see if there's anything else down here. Hank is saying that it was excellent. Think of a funeral mass mixed with an opera, but no acting or costumes. I've never heard or played it. Definitely a big piece with the full choir and 4 solo singers. Yeah, opera is one of those, and symphonies for that matter, where I recognize the amazing level of dedication and skill and talent and practice it takes to even begin to put on a performance like that. Look at the size of these chains.
This is no ordinary specter, that's for sure.
Perhaps in our pain, screaming to be free, we made chains.
More importantly, how do we break them?
I see a weak link.
Oh.
Red, I see a weakness.
Yeah, no,
Let me show you.
I'm with you. Hold on a second. I also wanted to look up here. Oh, this is not a jumpy throughy. So, do we think that we shoot it?
Whatever's down here did not like that.
That specter sees a corpse and it wants it for its own.
Crap.
That corpse is taking aim.
Can I join in too? Ride it out. Red, look at this.
Hold on. Okay, another weak link. I see it. Hold on.
Red, look at this.
What's that mark mean?
I've seen it in books. Necromancy, corpse raising, spirit control, that kind of thing.
Ever heard of a ghost able to raise the dead and control them?
I thought they were myths. Perhaps I was wrong. But we do our work. Come on, let's break these chains.
We will in a second. Fox was saying maybe they were unarmed and they had to use rocks.
May resonate here.
The dying must die alone. If you're trying to...
They told us to stay put for a few days, and we listened. When days turned to weeks, we made do. Now food's running low, and they've bolted the doors. We must act now, before it's too late.
Well, that does sound a lot like a mutiny then. Or resistance? Rebellion? I'm not sure that mutiny is quite the word. Mutiny has awfully negative connotations compared to a group of people that are suffering and trying to get fed. By the way, Hank is saying that the Atlanta Symphony has had an amazing year this year, which is his first year living there. That is awesome. I'm very glad that you had a good time. There's nothing quite like... Well, it's very disappointing if there's a show or some...
galleries to flooding. Perhaps we got the sickness from the water.
Something that you're excited about, and then it doesn't live up to expectations. But it sounds like you had an awesome time. I feel bad. Oh gosh. This was this was when I was probably younger than 10 years old. So I just want to put that in your mind as I share this story about me not behaving very well. My parents dragged me to some sort of a concert, and I was so bored. Like a live musical performance, not like at a venue. We're not talking about like a pop concert or rock concert. Like, you know, it was at a local school or something, and I was so bored. I was so bored, and I was just like kicking the seat in front of me. Nobody was sitting there. Like it wasn't a very Any militia or nurse who takes sick must join the quarantine.
Red, come look.
Thank goodness for her eyes, because I would not have found this. Hold on, is that a yell?
Easy as pie.
Nah, but you can't cook.
I'll share the rest in a second. Amputation story. Ripped page. June 22nd. Last night I had to amputate a miner's arm. He was shot during the attack on the checkpoint. His life was not in danger, but he was losing too much blood, and Sarah and I could not stop the bleeding. Neither of us was trained in amputation, but I was the older one, so I did the deed. The sound of the saw on the poor man's bone as he screamed like a devil shall ever echo through my soul, though I live till I'm 90. There was much blood. Sarah turned and vomited on the floor, but I couldn't stop. I was already halfway through the bone and kept sawing till I was through. I thought that would save him, but he took sick. He died. His name was Gerald. Or Gerald? Jared? Gerard or Gerald. Jared, perhaps. No matter now. I've not seen Sarah since. My belly aches with the strain, I hope, and nothing worse. But, yeah, so here I am. I'm, like, pretty young, and I'm... Hold on. A rudimentary saw covered in blood and badly damaged. And I wasn't, like, making I wasn't, like, kicking it with, like, hard-heeled shoes or something like that. I was just bored, and it was, like, something to, like... But, and nobody was sitting there. Nobody was sitting for like several rows along. And at one point, this woman who was like in the row in front, but several seats over, like 6 or 7 seats over to one side, turned around and like glared at me. So I thought to myself, oh my God, I must have been being loud about it. And I felt bad, but because I was a little crap, not bad enough to stop. So I then resumed doing it. after like a minute. And I bet that this poor woman was like, this stupid fucking kid. Like, she was probably there to see like a family member, or maybe she was just there to enjoy the music. Maybe there was nothing else to it than that. But she actually turned around a second time, like a couple minutes later, and this time she was like, stop it. Like, quietly, because she wasn't looking to ruin it. And I just... This is a story that is decades old, but I still remember it. I still remember actually in the moment.
Don't fret. We're coming for you.
This creature, I don't think you're ready to face it. Turn back.
Why?
I don't know. I thought maybe you should meet. See whatever is down there.
Sorry, I just don't remember if we looked in here. Gotten turned around with the fighting. Okay, we did that. Those who attack militia or nurses will be isolated and starved. But I just remember like realizing that I was really ruining this for like this other person and feeling very bad about that. Like, I was bored as shit, but that did not mean that I wanted to like ruin it for anybody else. And I did, in fact, then stop interacting with the seed. You lost a part of being a child out of that interaction. Hopefully, and like not a very good part of being a child. Like maybe I grew up slightly.
Why were these galleries walled up?
I don't know. The walls were there when we got here. As if our predecessors had a reason for blocking it up.
Order for the disposal of the dead. Quickly wrap the body in cloth until no skin is visible. Cover the mouth and nose for fear of vapors. Bury the body at the back of the cave and seal the grave with stones to prevent miasma and contain the stench. I'll say this. What went down here was really bad. It also, so far, smacks of people who were doing the absolute best they could with what they had, including the knowledge that they had. To my love trapped in the mountain, I hear the food is bad, so I pack this loaf of bread and shall beg Terrence to make sure it finds you. It must be terrifying to be alone in the dark with the sick and the dying. I know you care for them well, but please think of yourself. Think of us. When at last they reopen the mines, I want to see you walking out. Sebastian Priest's last report to Captain Pennington have been read to the public, and heartwarming it was too. It soothes my soul to know everything is going well. Rough though he may be, the captain cares. I'm sure he'll stop at nothing to save as many as he can. I'm proud of you. Every day I pray the captain announces your imminent return. Love you, Jolly. Your Abram.
Pennington thought everything was fine. Really?
He lied. He manipulated them all. He must face justice.
We want proof.
What more do you need? The captain must pay.
Right. When Red reads that and says, oh, Pennington thought everything was fine. No, Pennington said everything is fine. That's not the same thing.
Spectral stains block the mechanism.
Okay. I feel like I'm looking at this. Oh, I bet we can climb up here, though. Nope. Not without something to climb on. It doesn't look like it's going to come from here. Although it might. Well, that doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Basically, if we could push a cart onto this, then we could rotate it and then rotate it on this one and so forth. But that feels like it's assuming a lot about any of this. Oh, here we go. That's right. We did see this earlier, and I specifically didn't move it because I was like, well, I don't want to. Okay, I don't want to park it on the incline so they can just roll down again. But mostly, Hank, I'm very glad that you had a good time with it. Okay, hold on. Let's... No, this feels like I'm pushing away to go back up the way I came earlier.
Something's nearby.
Where is it?
But clearly not. Okay, maybe the mechanism works now? Oops. Hank is saying yes, among other things, he did not kick anybody's seat. Go, push. Now, before I move that, just because there might be something else back here that I would have wanted to put it on, like, it does look like these pulleys might be workable, but I don't have access to the controls down here. Any who try to leave will be shot dead. Oh, hello. Interesting. So, I do feel like I want to do that, but if we were to push this all the way over here, it looks like it would stop there, but we would be able to climb up on there. So, there's two different places that I can go with this minecart. Let's check this area first. And here we'd be able to pull up... Yeah, remember when I said the pulleys look like they might work? So, what would we want to do with that pulley system? Boy, this last chain really goes the distance. I haven't seen a weak spot to shoot at yet. Right, that way's clear now. Oh, and this is tracks all the way down.
Traces of a ghost's memory resonate here.
Lay down your weapon, Prospector, and stand away. I'll not say it twice.
Hear me. I'm not your foe.
Obey the order. Put the pickaxe down.
Your uniform won't protect your son. Your officer will bury us all. He'll bury us all.
He'll bury us all. He meaning Pennington, right?
Who else?
I definitely don't have the sense that Sebastian is dealing with us on the level. That probably means that he can't be trusted at all. But every once in a while, they'll be like, well, I did lie to you, but here's the good reason why I did it. I did also check down here. I'm remembering that there was another place that I wanted to push that minecart. Also, why does this go? It doesn't look like I can progress here until I shoot this chain. I bet once I shoot the chain, then this part comes down. But that is very much a guess, because I don't see anything else over here for me to be doing. We've checked over there. I can't shoot the chain anywhere in this area. And see it right over there. And then here's the lift. All right, let me move things around a little bit. I don't know what this gets me. This looks like it's just a jump down, but we'll come back and check in a minute. Fox McCloud says, maybe if you shoot the flimsy piece of wood holding the chain. That's what you would think. Maybe I should have tried that. I feel like the way that spirit chains work means that, okay, so this is an up and down. That explains how we can move the minecart up, move the minecart onto the lift and still get back up there. And I never did find my way in there for, like, that one mushroom. Before we rotate this, though, let's push this down the line and see what was over here. Because for all I know, this is how you have to shoot the chain. Alternatively, it might also just be a small amount of magnetite, which I'm not mad about. I just didn't know if we'd get anything else for coming up here. Whoops. No, that really looks like it. Okay. I admire how quiet they made it down here. Like, we don't have some big dramatic musical score for the solve the minecart puzzle section. Oh, is it not? Now from here we can climb the rope, go up there, pull the minecart up, and then I feel like that's going to get stuck against the wall, even though that's probably not how this game works. I didn't pass it, right? No, it's over here. Go. Ugh. I wonder how tempting it must be to just grab that shovel and, like, shovel some of this stuff out first. Make it lighter to move around, even if you need that surface area in order to stand on it. Stop pulling. Ah, well, crud. Oh, there we go. Okay. Enjoying the show, Antea? Anything? Ah, at long last.
This isn't over yet. I'm right here.
crap! Nope, he's gonna get into his body. I could not get to him because my stupid rifle wasn't loaded. I didn't rack it after shooting the chain.
I can help. Sebastian, what is this place?
It's nothing. It's only... The people were angry. And for good reason.
Rebel camp.
Yes, day will come. Soldier's Journal, June 2nd. For the good of the wider colony, Priest has locked us in. We spent the afternoon organizing the rations based on greatest need, who has the greatest chances of living. We count 36 patients, 7 soldiers, 3 nurses. Pretty sure I can wave my advancement goodbye if I don't involve myself, so here I am. I already miss the sun. June 8th. Priest kept the dying away from the rest of us and forbade us to check on them. We could hear them deep in the mines. They're quiet now. They must have been quiet some time. It's hard to fight the Sullens, but God is with us, and we have food enough to last us a little longer yet. We shall come through this, those of us who are not sick. June 15th. Most of the week I guard the entryway. There was a fight. A sick miner broke Nurse Jolly's teeth. 2 militiamen killed him dead on the spot. Tempers fray. Those miners, still fit to work, have downed their tools. The furnaces are cold, but the men boil over. They steal and we punish them. Priest looks out for us, carving us out the lion's share of the rations, the better for us to do our work. Dying, hungry men do desperate things. They'll surely come for us. June 22nd. Come they did. Bloodbath. 9 men sent to isolation. Jolly started coughing, so Priest had her dragged away too. We no longer leave the barricade at the entryway. Priest spends countless hours hunched over his reports, writing and rewriting. I don't feel good. My skin feels hot. My lungs burn. My blood feels leaden. I pray it is the dust and the darkness. I wish to see the sun once more before I die. I can't help but notice Priest has locked us in. We're not going to ask him about that just now.
Voices split past. To be heard.
They change the guard when they bring the food. The old ones scarper while the new ones are still busy with the victuals. While they have their hands full, we take them.
Okay, that's a rope up. Note from a resistant nurse. 3 strips, 1 bottle spirit, 1 decoction against fever, 1 box of needles, and 1 spool of stitching thread. Come back in 2 days at sunset. Rock in the shape of a bird. N.A. I don't know if we're allowed to... Yeah, we won't quite be able to get that. Video game characters often have a lot of difficulty looking straight up. It's just sort of a weird thing. In first-person games, you can. In third-person games, it's like, no, your character has a very slight shoulder injury. They just can't aim up that high. So, I'm trying to work out... I feel like I did not come down on this rope. 2 days I'll refresh myself and sneak out of the living quarters to reach the closed entrance. I will knock on the barricade, 2 hits, then 3, then 2. Be there, please. Priest.
All right, Sebastian, fess up. What's going on?
What matters is that Pennington must pay. There is nothing else.
Ration distribution: 2 whole loaves, 5 boxes biscuits, 4 sausages, candles, box of flints, 1 powder crate. Save the candles, use only when necessary. Need medical equipment. 1 biscuit per day per person, 1 slice of bread per meal per person. Try to keep sausages as long as possible. They keep well and could help us when the rest of the rations run out.
What's this? A black market shopping list.
Can't be. We had few rations. Many starved.
Okay, I'm getting news that the stream might have crashed. Fox McCloud was saying, what did that say? Was it just me? Solid Chrome Hickey's asking, was that just me or did the stream just crash? I certainly hope it didn't. That would be very disappointing. Is it back now? It seems like it's back now. I'm just refreshing right now. Sorry, everybody. Fox McCloud is confirming that it's good now, and it doesn't look like it broke the VOD. So, I'm so sorry. What part was missed? What was the last thing that you guys saw or heard? Crow is also able to see and hear. What was the last thing? The knocking. So the text read that Priest was going to... Okay, let's pause for 1 second. Priest, you know, the situation was so dire that Priest was writing a letter to Pennington saying, I'm gonna go to the closed entrance. This will be my secret knock. Please come let me out. Then there was another note that we found that was a whole bunch of like requests for stuff, and Red summarized that as being a black market shopping list. He also said, all right, Priest, it's time to fess up what really happened here. And Priest is only saying, it doesn't matter. What matters is that Pennington locked us in. Like, he's still not coming clean. So you guys, I don't think, missed very much at all. Because now our goal is to confront Priest.
Sebastian Priest. In the mine, you were to tend to the sick. Instead, you afflicted them.
What? No. This is a heinous lie. I gave my life for it.
You turned into a tyrant until revolt emerged among the exhausted survivors.
They must have gone mad down in the dark. Their rage found a target in me, the captain's man. I died innocent. I died a hero.
Okay, timeout. Every once in a while, the music comes up like it seems a lot louder than it sometimes is, so we're going to take it down at least some.
You lied to yourself, to your men, to us. You lied to your wife. Why did you really come back?
I didn't. I never did that. It's not me. It's all a lie. I love Helen with all my heart. Pennington was me.
Sorry. Let's just play it safe here. I don't want this music to be subphonic, but I want to hear what he's saying.
You must make Pennington pay for his crimes.
You'll not get away with this, Sebastian. Come back here, you coward!
I don't think he's coming back.
Path is clear.
We go deeper.
Specifically, I feel like there's one musical piece that is just like, for some reason, mixed a lot louder. Let's aim at 70. Okay. 70% for most of the time. Most of the time, the music is like very background and atmospheric, but there's that one musical piece that I feel like is mixed somewhat louder than the rest. Hello to Azaric.
I can't believe Sebastian lied to us all. To Helen.
Is this why the creature is angry? I would be.
Perhaps. Sebastian wants Pennington to be punished at all costs, and I'm not sure why.
Azaric, I hope that your Sunday has gone very well and that you enjoyed your time away from the second job.
Easy as pie.
I bet you can't cook.
Okay, this actually feels like... Yeah, this actually feels like the main way to go. Let me just check that other pathway that we saw. Oh, maybe it wasn't a pathway at all. Maybe it was always just that way. Yes, it was. Okay. Azric says, just getting home from the second job. Oh, I thought you had the second job off from this weekend. But I'm glad that you're on the way home. Want to stop in and say hello before lurking? Looks like you're still having a great time with Banishers. Very much so. I think that you're really going to enjoy it.
Christ, where are we now?
This really does have like a Mines of Moria feel. Okay, I don't see any place to shoot yet. And although there's a... Oh, hold on. Changed my mind.
Miners. Left to die in sickness and starvation. Helen was right. This was an atrocity. But she blamed the wrong man.
Prisoner's letter. I write these words to any who will read them because someone has to tell the truth of what happened here in Fort Jericho, New England, in the year 1688. I've stolen pen and paper from a guard in what is now my prison, and with it I shall speak. My name is Hazel Upchurch. I was born in Scarborough, England, in the winter of 1667. My parents were shopkeepers. I had 3 brothers, and my life was very ordinary until, at just 19 years of age, I left for the colonies. I placed my hope in the New World. I arrived in New England in the spring of 1687 and found work as a seamstress, a milkmaid, and a lady's maid, having some experience with the care of the sick. When in the following winter the train band struck out for Fort Jericho to deal with an epidemic, I volunteered my services. Lieutenant Priest readily accepted. The sickness first affected the men mining in the mountain beneath the fort. Lieutenant Priest had them walled up, under orders from the Captain Pennington, supposedly to prevent the spread of the disease, and then he walled himself in with them, to care for them as he would have it. He does not care for them. He cares only for the metal that awaits him. I've seen the real Sebastian Priest, and he is cruel. This brave hero walled men up alive. Few dared speak of his inhumanity, and if I ever leave here, I shall do it. I shall speak, though I be the first and only. I'm cold and hungry. I believe I shall die here, forgotten. But this is my voice written down that one day the truth be known. Sebastian Priest may burn in hell for what he did. Solidchrome Hickey's turning in. Hickey, have a great night. If you are interested, the full VOD should be up tomorrow. If you'd like to see how all of this turns out. Okay, that is definitely a way to go.
That's almost it.
And thank you very, very much for the lurk. I hear a spirit orb, I think. But I'm not sure.
Not quite.
Boy, there's something over there. Nothing that I can get to from here, but there might be a spirit tunnel that we can hop.
Can I join in too?
There is definitely a second spirit tunnel there.
Ghostly voices stay in this place.
1, 2, 1, 2. Shite! I lost count there. Oh, there! Oh! God! Why have you forsaken me?
Oh, there's the spirit orb I could hear. This is not the plinth or the whatever it was called. You know, the altar of the incarnate or whatever that we saw from the other location. Not as far as I could tell, but we still got an extra voice out of it. This only brings us back to where we were. Boy, I would love to have that altar. I think that every altar that we found so far is like plus 10 spirit or health
men
points.
were locked in here.
Left to the pit when you're restrained by the fear of falling.
Hold on, let me just double check here. No, there's nothing for her. Again, I like the fact that she has a different jump where she sort of like dissolves and then reforms. Okay, I'm gonna look up first, because for all I know, this is where that...
I love doing that.
altar is. Yeah, there we go. Well worth the effort to find. Alright, we can see the big chain holding up the drawbridge. Looks like we can go down there. The big drawbridge might be our way back. Yeah, okay, so we can see the the weak link. I won't be surprised if we can't get to it from here, but if we can, it would be from over in this angle. No, that looks completely closed off.
Doing that. The sight of them makes me wonder if their resistance was even worth it in the end.
You're standing amidst their bodies with nothing but silence for your answer. What do you think?
definitely put a huge amount of time and effort into designing this area. Making sure that there were always landmarks so that you could have some measure of how far you've come, what you're aiming to do, how far down you've been. By the way, I'm, like, at this point, we've gone so far down that I just have to assume that there's going to be a cutscene montage where we, like, arrive back in the fort. Or we find, like, the secret elevator that goes all the way back up to Pennington's office. Because it just doesn't seem likely that, from a design standpoint, they would want to make us traverse all the way back up. But maybe they will.
These must be Sebastian's remains.
Curious. The priest said he was the last to die. Said he shot himself when hope ran out. But someone stove this fella's head in with a pike. This was no romantic suicide. This was bloody murder. Plus, there's no ghost tie. And look, the mark from before.
No ghost tie. So why did he not pale and become a specter like the rest?
Sebastian told Helen a story. His prominent chest wound was part of it. But it's a fiction. He spun her a lie.
I'm starting to doubt the lieutenant's ghost. I think it's an effigy of Sebastian sent to get close to Helen. Maybe even to Pennington. Not a specter. Something more elaborate. But what? And why? Sebastian.
Okay, didn't mean to cut her off. Through her beloved husband, Helen is manipulated by a powerful entity.
Is a doll, stuffed with stolen memory, made by whatever lurks down here.
It's leeching Helen's essence. Stella.
Whatever about Helen. First we need to find the doll maker.
A doll. That's what she said. So this is back up. I just wanted to look, yeah, because I hadn't examined that area very carefully.
This isn't over yet. Watch out. Spectre possession.
Right, this exercise. Second here. Lost in the dark. One by one they die.
We'll soon be out. Together.
The little boy in me would appreciate you staying close.
Okay, well, I definitely want what's up there. Now, that might not be the last destination, but It's just we can definitely see something that we want. So if we were to continue to push this down, it does look like it would just sort of like peter out. So that guy came in from the lift. And it doesn't look to me like there's anything else in this. What have we learned? They're called galleries.
I know the stink is long since gone, but I swear I smell it anyway.
Oh. Just facing the wall. The Earth's crust is very, very thick. Still, like, how deep can man go?
We're getting close. If you need a rest, this place is as good as any.
I'm assuming, by the way, that these chains would be visible to regular people.
Voices
I know that
from the dead ripple here.
not everything the Banishers see is.
They left me here to rot. They'll not have me.
I don't think... Oh, wow. Look at this. I would actually have a cause to rest. Okay, let's definitely do that then. I was going to say... Also, oh gosh, who was it? It was Cara Luna, I think, last time asked... do you think that she still perceives time the same way that he does? Which was an interesting question. I feel like that's the first time we've come to rest and I didn't have all my decoction charges. Fox Cloud, thank you very much for the clip. Okay, I think we're supposed
These
to...
chains, an echo, I think. A strong memory clings to this place.
Will you finally speak to me? Please let me go, Captain.
What? What are you?
Unchain me, Banishers.
You... No. No.
You will return and unchain me. Banishers. I won't let you rest until you set me free.
Whatever skulls stand here, Pennington's presence gives it life.
That woman he jailed. Could this be all her? Her anger that binds it all.
Remember the ghost who manifested out of the beast? Kate near wet herself. She called her Deborah.
Another ghost channeling the wrath of lesser specters. Can't be a coincidence.
That's the lift up, I assume. All right, is there anything over here? Yep. Yeah, they pack so much stuff into the world. Also, do you guys hear that, like, bone rattling? Oh, is that creeping ivy up there? Wow, because I don't have that ability yet to interact with that. I guess there'll be a reason to come back here at some future point then. Yeah, that bone rattling, like, I'd be tempted to say, oh, that's just, like, the sound of the chains existing, but I don't think it is, because I've heard that up on the surface as well. Foxtrot says, don't feel bad, I do that shit constantly. Yeah, I guess I just assumed that the elevator was gonna open the other way. I probably missed, like, a really impressive vista as we reached down to, like, this lowest, what appears to be the lowest level. Okay.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
I hear you. Pennington. Have you returned, Captain? At long last, will you free me?
What happens if we do?
Crawl and climb and knock, and the captain will taste his own medicine.
You're Deborah, right? Pennington had you arrested and clapped you in chains.
A broken pipe, locked away, forgotten, down in the dark. Lift the heavy chains from her, free me.
If we do, will you talk with us?
No chit-chat, eh?
Here it comes.
Shite, this is useless.
You are to blame for this!
Her last strike weakened the chains. Free her.
Bad timing.
The chains are coming undone. This is your chance.
Lift these chains from me!
Her last strike weakened the chains.
Crap. Yeah, hold on.
The chains are... I can see the weaker links.
Damn it.
Her last strike weakened the chains. Free her! Overhead, the roof is crumbling.
Down there.
The chains are coming undone. This is your chance.
Okay, gotta be faster than that, though.
And they will be the next.
Her last strike weakened the chains. Free her!
Oh, A?
Right there!
None shall stand. Chained in the darkness of sorrow.
Release her!
So long I fear the light.
I need a sign! How pitiful!
He accused me, took away my freedom.
Without Antea, I don't believe that I have any options to see the chains at all, even if I could see them normally.
Where are you, Antea?
This way!
Give me a sign!
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
No way out! They will know the pit! The darkness! It calls to me!
Ow. Wow. Hold on.
Find me!
The darkness, it devours me. Eats me.
Where are you, Antea? Free you once I've taken care of them.
boy.
The chains! They dig through my bones! I am alone! He accused me! Took away my freedom!
Where are you in here?
This way!
Atea? Atea!
Come on, Red!
Wrong one.
This is not pleasant!
Oh boy, oh god. Okay, but don't die, come on.
You cannot free me! Only I can!
Call on me, Red.
These chains!
I did not mean to do that. I'm looking to see where the lit up chain is. Crap!
No way out! There is no way out!
I should really just always be Antea.
It's over. Go in peace.
No peace, no pardon, naught but darkness and decay.
No. All this must stop and you must stop it.
Dark decay and the maddest words of the worst of men.
Whose words? Pennington's?
The worst of men.
When the maddening silence becomes the darkest night, the faintest voice is welcome as the dawn.
Deborah.
I've had enough minds for a lifetime. Can we go now?
This may not be the shackles. The entity under the mines is a puppeteer with a grudge against the captain. Yeah, I feel like we've pieced that together. That was a very effective enemy design. I almost said creature design, but it's a manifestation of human suffering. Is this the right way? I think it is.
What was that thing?
A puppeteer. Every dead thing we've met was controlled by its anguish. Sebastian especially. The miners were wronged, but the woman Pennington locked up is at the root of it all. So what now?
Pennington had Deborah locked up screaming. When she was dead, he ignored her. He's a disgrace.
But Helen Priest is in thrall to a trickster spirit. She can't be trusted either.
But eventually, we'll get to take sides.
Yeah, there's a whole thing over here that
An ivy again.
As invasive as regular weeds.
Yeah, I do not have anti-ivy ability, so we're gonna have to revisit that at a later time. And by the way, that chest, I think that's what you have to clear the ivy in order to be able to get to. Actually, I'm slightly concerned that it's actually pointing me down on the compass. 45 meters, 48 meters. Guys, I'm very concerned that...
The rush after the fight. It'll pass.
It's Sebastian, isn't it? You know I'm me, right? That I'm no poet.
Aye.
Do you, though?
Aye. My head may say different, but I know it in my heart.
It hadn't occurred to me that that would be one of his concerns right now, that this is not really Antea, because that was one of my early concerns, and then I felt like I set that aside once we saw Deborah separate from Antea. But surely it wasn't just Deborah masquerading as Sebastian the whole time. Rather, Antea said that Sebastian was a...
Fresh air. At last.
You did well down there, young man.
Thank you, Master.
Sebastian was a construction packed with false memories. I think that that's what Antea has said. Are we heading out that way? Probably. Yeah, that way's locked.
Stay exactly where you are.
What do you hope to gain?
I'll bring back a little discipline for a start.
Why, this is mutiny.
It is justice. Justice long denied.
Wait!
Thought you'd been killed in the mines.
Soon will all lie dead in the mines.
Neither one more word nor a move from you.
The mines are cleansed of their madness, which is more than I can say for this room.
You banished the thing in a pit. Truly? It's gone?
Aye. The puppeteer is no more. The siege is lifted. Don't get excited. You're still up to your neck in shite. You've still to answer for what you did, and what you did not.
I do not answer to civilians, nor to mutineers.
You will answer to the dead.
Once a woman in chains cried out and you did not listen. This is why you're cursed. Confess. Your future, and the future of many, depends on it.
I'll confess there is no future. I'll confess I led us here to make our final stand. And we still stand. To that I'll confess, and claim the credit.
We fall one by one.
Then we weep, we rage, but we stay loyal and true. Even the widows must stay true.
Guilt eats you from the inside. You knew you should have braved the mines. You couldn't bring yourself to do it.
I choose to die in the light. There is nothing in the pit but darkness.
There's more to this. An older guilt. A deeper fear.
Captain, why did you send Sebastian Priest down the mine?
I knew quarantine would be trying. A competent commander was required to keep order, keep them alive long enough to recover. I chose my lieutenant. I erred. He was not competent. All died. Your husband was no hero, Mrs. Priest.
You murdered him and now you take his honor too. Another nail in your well-earned coffin, Captain.
So, Helen, thing is...
Not now. She's not ready.
We return with answers to find you in full mutiny. Why now, Helen?
Sebastian returned, disturbed. I thought he'd left you dead in the mines. Your mission had failed. I could no longer wait.
You may be to blame for the tragedy in the mines, Pennington, or you may not. But the puppeteer wanted you dead. Some years back, you accused a local woman of witchcraft. You locked her up. The puppeteer was quite angry about that.
At last the die stopped rolling and my number has come up. I'll tell it now. I'll tell it all.
When you slandered her, you knew there'd be a witch hunt. Why'd you do it?
There was no slander. It was true. She was corrupt. She was evil. And she was a school teacher. Someone had to think of the children.
It's horse shit, but he seems to believe it. We're getting closer to the truth.
You clapped her in irons and threw her in jail. You took her humanity. You recognized her in the puppeteer, didn't you?
I'm sorry. Puppeteer? That's what was in the mines, wasn't it? And you knew, didn't you? For how long have you known?
What I know and you do not would fill a library.
Sebastian's sway over Helen is dangerous. If she takes charge, so does he. But Pennington is depraved and merits no saving. What's your thinking?
Whoa, that's a big question. Hello to Moo. Yes, it is late. So here's the thing. One of the reasons that I wanted to go around and talk to everybody, I wanted to read all of the documents, I wanted to get as thorough a vision of who this man is as I possibly can, is he depraved or is he wrong? Because that second thing is really different. I don't get the sense that he chained up Deborah because he thought it was funny, because he gets off on human suffering. What have we been led to believe in every piece of documentation that we found? What have we come to discover based on not every single person that we've talked to, but multiple people that we talked to? There was a disease. He was legitimately worried about it spreading to the people. He didn't want it to get around. He put somebody that he believed to be of good, commanding character into the mine to try to see the people through it so they could hold out until they got better. We've heard from two separate people, the hunter and now the shop owner, that when everybody else was predisposed to hate them out of bigotry, he stood up for them and said, no, you are a regular citizen like everybody else, you'll contribute just like everybody else, and everyone will treat you just like everybody else. I think that Pennington did something really, really bad with Deborah. I don't know that betrays him to be a person of poor moral character. I don't see that in him. I think that his irrational, erratic behavior is more recently born from being severely sleep deprived, from being racked with guilt over what he did. A sociopath and monster doesn't feel guilt over what he did, whether it's an actual literal monster or not. He justifies it. This guy doesn't seem like he's justified anything. He straight up says, I couldn't face her. There was nothing down there but blackness. I chose to die in the light. I don't know. I'm not a believer in better the monster you know than the one that you don't. But I legitimately don't think that this is a bad human being. And I feel like other people who know him, who've served with him and under him for who knows how long, have have good things to say about him. So I'm more concerned about the fact that I know there's something sinister whispering in this person's ear. And I really want to be clear, I don't think that Helen Priest is a bad person. But I also don't think that the captain's a bad person.
Though you and your pistol mean well, Mrs. Priest, you do not understand the power that guides you.
Do what you must, and face the consequences. Cast the die.
I will.
Oh boy. I've said what I think, but I'm going to do what I genuinely think that Red would do based on the decisions that we've made so far. That the most important thing is to bring back Antea, and this guy is definitely guilty of bringing about the nightmare that took her life. Yeah, this is what he would do.
You failed, Captain. As an officer, as a man. You brought a curse upon the people of New Eden. No. The fort needs a leader without blood on her hands. I'll do it. I'll place the blame where it belongs.
How Marif, how Gunjo.
Life to the living.
Death to the dead.
When there's a man seen and done too much, as a soldier, a leader, a father.
Down with tyranny. Justice prevails. If we are to survive, there is much to do, and survive we shall. For the record, beyond that door, Captain Pennington was tried and executed for his crimes.
We did what was needed. The story you tell is up to you. Looks like the nightmare's curse is lifted here.
Job done.
Whoops. All right, so we're going to head over to the fort. That was one of the harder decisions because I thought that we were being asked, somebody's going to get sacrificed. Who's it going to be? And when it came to do you sacrifice or spare Pennington? I was like, it's again, there's a big chunk of what is Red able to justify. Which of these is older? This one's older. We'll save over that one. All right. So, but that's going to be where we call it. I will rest, and that will. The thing is, that might kick off some new story beat or some big cutscene, and I feel like it is probably 90 minutes past the point when I should have stopped for work tomorrow, so we're going to end it here. You guys, this was a big, eventful episode. A lot of exploration in the mines, but we got that full investigation done, and we will see what that means for the future of Red Nantea's adventure as they try to get closer to New Eden. We're going to call it here and find somebody fun to raid. Thank you guys very, very much. And again, thank you everybody for that huge hype train that actually started off tonight's stream. That was Marquack, Solid Chrome Hickey, and several others. I'm so sorry. It's very late, but I did have a chance to thank them all at the time, and hopefully they know that I am just remembering that very fondly. Good night to Fox McCloud, Harmonious Crow, I Moo to you Moo too, and everybody else. We will see you hopefully as early as tomorrow, actually. We'll see you then. You guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.